I'm going to make a video today. And I'm going to put this up on Squirrel World X. Because I haven't put one up. I made one, I think I made one called The Long Talk or something. That was just a rambling video. But what this is about the working through process. You know, in life, there's this thing which I'm just going to call it working through things. You know, I like to have discussions with people who actually have thought through something, even if they take a complete opposite position from what I take. If they believe something completely opposite. Look, I'm a person who believes in God, but I don't preach. I'm not trying to convert people. And I don't care if you don't believe in God. That's okay. You are perfectly okay in my world if you don't believe in God. I think that I'm the kind of person who has a problem with other people who do believe in God. I have a problem with other people who do believe in God. Not because of their belief in God, but because they don't think. Because they don't think things through. You know, I mean, it's not that I'm some elitist person, like, you know, like I'm so good that my shit don't stink type person. But it's that type of thing where you have people who would just simply tell you stuff and they have no idea what they're talking about. And it shows. I think all of us have run into people like that who can discuss things and they have no idea what they're talking about. And that's why most of the time I tend to be a quiet person. Not because I'm just quiet by nature. I'm quiet because I don't like getting into dumb conversations. I'm sorry. You know, I just got to say it. I hate getting into really dumb conversations. And I used to be around people and I would just look at them and just like, wow. You know, they were just talking. And the people who talked the most are the ones who knew the least. That's when you truly understand the Dunning-Kruger effect. The people who are the most confident, the most talkative, the most forceful, the most pushy were the ones who knew the least and understood things the least. And you know, the truth is that they could be that way because they didn't understand things. If they really understood things, they would be a little bit more cautious, a little bit more thoughtful before they do something. You think before you act. Look, there are times in life when you have to make a quick decision in emergencies. But you know, everyday life isn't an emergency, and you're not always in an emergency. And we do have oodles of time sometimes. There are times when we have oodles of time to think about things. We're in a situation where there's nothing else to do but think. You know. That's the one thing that, because we have our modern world, because we have our conveniences. You know, we're not in a world like people were in thousands of years ago, where you didn't have time to sit down, enjoy a nice cup of coffee, and make a video and talk, put it up on YouTube. You know, you might have had a little bit of time to do something. And this would be a luxury. This would be as luxurious as your life could get if you had a moment like this. Yeah. Because in the next few minutes, you got to be on the run. You got to be hunting for something. Or you got to be running around trying to gather some food somewhere. And if there was a drought, it was really bad. And if there were other predators, you had to run to keep from getting eaten. You know. And if there was a forest fire, you had to run. Run, forest. Anyway, whatever. I thought I'd throw a joke in there. But anyway, you'd have to do all those things. But now we live in a world, because of technologies and sciences and innovations, we can sit back and make videos, and we can drink our coffee, you know, under the electric light. And we can do that. And we can talk nonsense if we want to. Because that's kind of a luxury. The luxury of nonsense. I think that we live in a world where there's so many people who have answers to everything. You know, look, some things people say are true. And some things people say are very insightful. Some things people say really do make sense and help. But then there's a lot of nonsense and junk. And so we're kind of a different kind of hunter and gatherer now. We're hunting and gathering truth. Because there's a lot of junk out there and a lot of good stuff. And you have to be good at sorting out the good from the bad. The stuff that makes sense from the stuff that doesn't make sense. So we become a new kind of hunter and gatherer. You know, so that basic instinct is still useful. It's just in a different way. You know, I don't really have anything profound to say. And I think sometimes people expect me to say something profound. You know, when I used to work at my other job, I had like followers. I know it may sound crazy, but it's true because people thought I was like tremendously smart. Some people, not everybody. Some people thought I was dumb and went out of their way to prove it. You know, and succeeded according to their own standards of success. But the thing is that a lot of people who thought I was smart, looked at it and they said, well, you don't get involved in all this stuff. And you don't do... No, because it's more garbage. It's mostly a lot of bullshit. You know, people who claim to know things or act like they know things, or, you know, the Dunning-Kruger type people. You know, if you understand the Dunning-Kruger effect, you know what I mean. It's just... Because I used to have, like, a couple of supervisors who just knew everything. They knew things. You know, and they would make mistakes left and right and screw things up and just be totally incompetent. And they had no idea how bad they were doing. I think that's the thing, you know, when you look at the Dunning-Kruger effect, that's what it is about it. That people are so bad at something, they don't realize how bad they are. If they had more knowledge, they would know how bad they're doing. But they don't know. It's like living in a world of delusion where you think you're doing this wonderful job and you're doing... It would be like if you're a doctor and every patient you touch, you wind up killing, you know. You know, somebody could come in with a minor little infection, all of a sudden they're getting everything amputated. Somebody got a minor little thing, you could have easily cured it, all of a sudden they're going into cardiac arrest. You know, it would be like that if, you know, and you think you're doing a great job. You're patting yourself on the back and wondering why you aren't getting a Nobel Prize in medicine. Because you've done so many things. And you're so busy doing things. And you're so... And you know, it's like you're living in a world of delusion. That's what really the Dunning-Kruger effect is. It's living in a world of delusions. Of thinking you're doing a great job. You know, one of the things is that YouTube is a great place for people to really just live the world of complete delusions of greatness. There are people who make videos and they think they're great. You know, one thing about me is I understand when I make videos, it'll get 20 views at best, 30 views. Now, I have one video on my other channel, on PH Lewis 86, that has 100,000 views. And that video was kind of just, I had no idea that was going to happen. But that doesn't make me great. I mean, if that video winds up getting 1 million views, okay, fine, whatever. But it's not anything that I thought, you know. I wasn't trying to do anything with that. You know, this video, it will probably get about 9, 10 views at best. I pretty much know the people who are going to watch and, you know, hi everybody who I know you. But the thing is that it's just interesting that this is a place where you can really indulge in your delusions and fantasies of being great if you got that type of mind. But you could also be someone who just speaks like I do. I say what is on my mind. And I learned, you know, one of my favorite writers, I have all these books. I'm looking at all these books I got around here that I really enjoy. One of my favorite writers, Ralph Waldo Emerson. You know, he talks about foolish consistencies. You know, I'll say something today, and then I may say something completely different tomorrow, but it is what I think. The one consistency is what I say on YouTube is what I actually think, and it's what I actually feel, and it's what I actually believe at the time. And if new information comes in, I change my mind, and I do that. I don't feel an obligation to be consistent in that sense. And you know, I think about what Emerson says. You know, foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds. Where, you know, and it's not just being consistent, but foolish consistency. Just, you know, I have to say what I said yesterday because I can't disappoint people because they expect me to say the same thing. No, just speak the truth. Speak the truth and let that be what it is. And if you change your mind tomorrow, then speak that and let that be what it is. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just talking. I'm going to give this an interesting title and just put it up. I don't even know what I'm going to call this video, but I'll call it something.